Yeah, hello, this is Jan, reporting for Gearslutz from the Superbooth, and I'm here with Chris again, and he has a very nice performance synth. It's got a sequencer of sorts and a lot of modulation options, and he's going to tell us all about how that works.
Yeah, well, hello Gearslutz, and this is our new little circuit, the addition to the circuit family. It's the circuit mono station. And I mean, if you look at the top panel here, we've got our analog synthesizer, 2 oscillator analog synthesizer. I'll go through some of the features on that in a little bit, but also underneath you'll recognize the 32 square grid system here that has been brought across from circuit itself. So we've kind of taken two Novation products, put them together, but actually with a twist as well, because this thing is a bit more than the sum of its parts, really. It does a heck of a lot of things, and things that are quite unusual as well. Basically it's a mono synth here, single filter, single amplifier, as I said, 2 oscillators and a sub, ring modulation as well, noise generator. And you might think, well, okay, that's nice. It's quite a basic sort of looking synth, if you like. But actually, when you attach the power of the sequencer that you have here to that instrument, things start to happen that can be quite surprising, really. I guess in a nice way, of course. So let's just get some sound
just
on.
Set up a nice patch.
Yeah, let's just go for a fresh session. So here's our filter, resonance. Overdrive, so feeding into the filter.
Right.
And then we've got distortion after that. Again.
Yeah.
It's 2 oscillators, as I've said. So let me bring in the second oscillator here. Let's get rid of the distortion for the moment.
Right.
So we can hear them. I can go to my second oscillator page. Now, if you notice, when I play, you might think, oh, hang on, I can't hear anything here. Now, it's a mono synth. So oscillator 1 is the lead synth. Oscillator 2 is obviously slave to it. But we have 2 separate sequences here, so we can treat it as paraphonic as well. So if I switch into paraphonic mode, now on oscillator 2, because it's set to paraphonic mode with shift and scales, you see here, now I can trigger from oscillator 2 as well. So, so we're in paraphonic mode. Let me just quickly put some steps in here. So, go down. I'm randomly putting steps, but sometimes that works nicely anyway. So, okay, so we've got a nice little sequence going on there. Let's. I'm going to go to my mod matrix up here. This is also really nice. So I've got 4 different sources: the envelope, the LFO, the sequencer, mod sequencer, which I'll come to in a little bit, and then the velocity control as well here. So let's go to the envelope. I want to add the envelope to the amplifier, just to get it a bit more snappy there. And then let's add a little bit of envelope to the filter. So envelope going to the filter. So now we've got, filter being, triggered as well via the envelope.
And what is going on here?
This is our velocity value on this page, you can see. And at the moment, all the velocities are set to a straightforward velocity. Now, this, I must say, this is very early, so there are things that are going to be tweaked and developed in this box. But I don't know if I should do this for a Gearslutz demo, but let's see if the velocity is implemented yet. No, maybe not. So that's perhaps going to be coming on.
Right.
But anyway, it was worth a try. Yeah, we'll try. Just worth a try. Anyway, another nice thing here. Let's go to a square wave on the oscillator 1. I'm going to go into record mode. Hold shift, which now gives me my pulse width control.
Right.
But because I'm in record mode. So I've now recorded. Oh, I should.
Yeah.
We can hear that now.
Yeah.
I've recorded the pulse width control there. So
the movement of the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like automatable pulse width, I suppose.
Can you record all the knob movements?
All of the knob movements, yeah. So even if I want to bring in the sub occasionally, we can just automate that as well. Filter.
Yep.
Distortion.
Very nice.
Yeah. Now, let's have a look at some of the features on here. If I go to Shift and Mutate, this is now going to randomize the notes. So you can get quite a nice variation in your sequences. And you can do that as many times as you like, till you find something you like. So that's okay, we'll stick with that. Now I'm going to clear the automations because I want to just get a bit more of a natural sound going on. So let's get rid of the sub there. So just hold clear and move.
Alright, okay.
Really easy.
That's nice.
So I'm going to go to oscillator 2 now, and let's just add some notes there. So here we've got in paraphonic mode. If I take it out of paraphonic mode, it's going to switch the amplifier control back to just oscillator 1. So if I open up the envelope maybe, you can hear the paraphonic side of things now. And if you bring in a ring mod,
maybe animate the release a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Of course, that's there as well, yeah. So lovely stuff. Anyway, here we're listening to the ring mod, and of course, because we're splitting up the oscillators, you can do some really interesting stuff here. Right, let's clear that automation. So that's the ring mod, which I think is a lovely addition. Again, because the ring mod is using split pitched oscillators. Usually, with the ring modulation, perhaps there is an interval there or even a unison there.
Right.
But by using different pitches for the oscillators, I get some really interesting effects from the ring mod.
And you can also animate that and store it.
And can animate it and store it as well.
Can you store this as a patch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So if I go to my patches page, on Circuit Monostation we have the ability to save our patches directly on here.
Right.
On Circuit itself, that was something that you would need to do via your components librarian software.
Right.
But with this, it's all directly on here.
Yeah,
so I go
nice.
to patches, hit save, it'll flash and say, okay, where do you want to save it? You tap a pad and it will save into there.
Nice.
So yeah. Now, a quick one on, a couple of other things I wanted to mention. The audio input here, this is a bit of my favourite thing, to be honest.
Oh, it's got an audio input.
It has indeed. Well, I should show you the back panel, of course. Yeah, we've got our audio input here.
Right.
Line out, of course.
Yeah.
MIDI in, out and through. I'm connected directly to circuit here, just with a mini jack cable.
Right.
So it's using that mini jack standard.
And I see clock
in and out.
Gate.
CV and gate, and auxiliary CV as well.
Yeah.
So we can actually set modulations to come out of the auxiliary CV.
Aha.
So it's a completely integratable kit. MIDI through on it as well, means it can sit anywhere in the MIDI chain. The CV gate stuff that's on there as well means it's going to talk nicely to modular and pretty much anything really. So
Right.
it's a good system. But I mentioned the audio input, and here is the audio input. So I'm just going to trigger.
Yeah.
I think we've got. Let's just get rid of all of the automation stuff here. Okay. What have I got?
The release.
Maybe it's the release. Let's see. Well, let's go to a new session.
Right.
I've got a little confused in my demo there, which is fine. But let's now go to oscillator 1. I'm just going to put some, again, trigger points really, more than anything. The oscillator's turned down. So let's just do that. Go to my envelope, turn that on. Yeah, filter. Let's get some filter action on there. Make a bit of a nice sort of envelope-y shape. And let's bring in the drums. So this is just a basic sort of standard circuit patch that I've made.
Right.
We're just hearing it clean at the moment. But I've got it running into my Focusrite interface here, which is then I've taken one of the outputs to feed it back in. So it's like a bit of an auxiliary effect. So we'll have a mix of the two.
Right.
It'll be in parallel, if you like. So if I bring in the audio, you can hear a bit of phase in there because you've got the two, but Maybe you want some LFO on there as well. And of course, all of this is automated
And
as well.
how can you do that with the grid?
Say again, sorry?
How can you automate that with using the grid?
Using the
Because
grid?
you can do
Okay.
different steps, right?
Well, okay, so again, this is not fully implemented, but on our mod sequence page here, I can press a value. In fact, let's put one here. Let's put a value here, and one here, and maybe one here. Now, at the minute, this, again, stuff is still being worked on. We have a smoothing function which will make it a smooth travel between them. At the minute, it's an immediate jump. But if I go to my sequence option here, so this is my source, this is the sequence.
Yeah.
Let's go to the filter.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe let's just go and take all the other stuff off the filter. We can hear it.
I can hear it a little bit, but I doubt it's on the mic. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe let's put that one on. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've
lovely audio.
Yeah, you've created a little performance superbox.
Absolutely, yes. It's really, really tasty. And I must admit as well, I've got a favourite power combo these days now. Circuit monostation and peak. You know, circuit sequencing, peak being just peak and being amazing. And circuit monostation, you know, now feeding audio back in, analog, you know, mono synth to play with as well. It's a really nice combination of all three of them. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice
Cool.
setup. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And see you again.
See you again.
All right.